John Winthrop was married to Mary IV, and they had 6 children. Unfortunately, Mary died in 1615, so John married his second wife, Thomasine Clopton. Unfortunately, she died only 1 year after, so John married his third wife, Margarita Tyndall. 30 years later, John was married again to Martha Rainsborough, and finally John died of natural causes in 1649. All in all, he had 8 children, who all turned into great generals and high-ranked people. Puritans served God and wanted to have greater success in the next life. Puritans are Christian settlers who came from England and took land in the United States. Puritans see themselves as God's servants, and they say they seek signs from God to guide them. They didn't want any affairs with the corrupt people. The Puritans' leader was John Winthrop. He wrote a famous speech about the way of living as a Puritan. The Puritans were exactly opposite of the original American way of life, so they focused on building a spirit community instead of being free individuals.
In his speech, John Winthrop makes this very clear to the Puritans. He uses phrases as rejoice together, suffer together, and social values like gentleness and patience and liberality. So, if the Puritans can promise him to follow these rules and be polite, they will be blessed by the Lord himself. Winthrop also promised that they would become famous worldwide and very powerful. The following quotes are from John Winthrop's speech in 1630 to the Puritans. From the speech A City Upon a Hill by John Winthrop. Quote 1. The care of the public must oversweigh all private respects. It means that society is more important than the individual. You should leave everything to life on society. Quote 2. For it is a true rule that particular estates cannot subsist in the ruin of the public, which means that real order and society cannot exist in a ruined public. We can only get order and progress by sticking together, not as individuals. Quote 3. To serve the Lord and work out our salvation under the power and purity of His holy ordinances. It means to be God's servants. We should perform sacrifices and work on our own salvation if we want to have success in the next life. Quote 4. We must bear one another's burdens. This means that the Puritans joined hands and put the social community higher than the individual. Quote 5. Neither must we think that the Lord will bear with such failings at our hands as He does from those among whom we have lived. This quote refers back to England and the world the Puritans left behind. They start anew and believe that they will not fail like the people they left behind. Quote 6. To do justly, to love mercy, to walk humbly with our God. This is a quote by the prophet Micah from the Bible. The Puritanism can be explained with this sentence. It is about doing the right things, loving unquestioned, and to serve God Almighty.
John Winthrop was very Christian and lived by the side of God. Society is more important than the individual. He says that you cannot rule in the ruin of public, meaning that only by society we can get order and strength. Compared to newer days in the United States, the Puritans built their progress on society and the social order. Now in the United States, the society is going forward and living as individuals. John Winthrop says that if we stick together, nothing will stop us. We shall be the city on the hill with all eyes on us.